Hi, I'm Monogem, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
Let's talk a little bit about the single 100%, which is actually the title track of the new EP.
Yeah, this one is really special to me. It's very close to my heart, and I wrote it about that feeling when you're like really getting to know somebody, whether it's just new relationship or, and the feelings, all the feelings that come about with really getting to know someone. Yeah.
And this is the first track, first release from the new EP. I'm sorry, second one from the new EP. The first one, Wild, is another one that's doing amazing. Tell me why you chose Wild to be released first before the actual title track.
Well, Wild was sort of our fun, like, dance party disco vibe song, and I thought it was a really nice introduction to the EP, and also we had a great visual to go along with the release. The Wild music video was really exciting for us. It starred two young, a young boy and a girl, and it sort of explores them on a night alone, getting wild together, and the boy actually finds makeup for the first time in the video, and he's gay, and it's a beautiful story. And also a wild one.
Is that something that you kind of like, is that a concept that you came up with, or something that you kind of like had an idea of while you were writing this song?
Yeah, definitely. I worked with a company called Finders Pictures. They're amazing directors. So the three of us really came up with that concept. But I knew that I really wanted to paint a picture around young teenagers, and I wanted to touch upon some current events like that, and also, just sort of deliver a powerful message with that video. So I'm really happy that we did it, and it was so well received. Right,
and there's actually a lot of current events we can actually touch on, well, musicians can touch on today. Why was this one so particular to you? And I know you've done like performances at Pride before, so why was this so particular for you?
I just feel it's really important. As my job as a musician, I feel like I get to express myself every day, and I feel like everybody should have that right. So it's really important to me, and I felt like it was an important thing to deliver with that visual for that song. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned there's teenagers in this video. Is this your first time working with like young actors and actresses?
I was really impressed by how well they worked. I mean, we had a really long day on set, and they were so impressive. I mean, they like pulled through harder than I feel like I could have on the long day like that.
You're ready to go home.
Yeah, I mean, I was tired, and these kids were like freezing in the cold. We had them soaking wet on bicycles. Like, it was 45 degrees out in Agora Hills, California.
And it gets really cold there.
Yeah, and they were like still kicking. They were stoked. They were really excited. So it was a pleasure to work with them, and I'm hoping to work with them or Coco or more young people in my music videos in the future. Yeah,
no, that's awesome. Now let's jump back to the EP that's about to drop. This is your sophomore EP.
Yes.
So what's so different this time around, especially in your writing process? Because it's been what, a couple years since the first one.
It's been a little while. I think really the biggest difference is that I've really started to take a lot of chances with production. We used a lot of new toys on this record, which I'm really excited about. We used like modular synths and some Theravox and just some like really fun. It just sort of tested us and pushed our boundaries and sort of took us out of our old model, using like traditional keyboard sounds and how we used to write, and just sort of stretched us a little bit. So I'm really excited. And there's a couple like deeper cuts on the EP. Songs like Realize and I Am. Those two in particular have like really heavy production departures, I would say.
What made you want to take this chance this time around?
I'm really fascinated by sound design, and I find that my newest production partner, his name is Peter Dyer. He's just like an absolute genius in sound design. So sitting in his like synth lab and watching him like go to work, he's like this like, I envision him with like a white lab coat on, like like mad scientist for real. Like it's incredible watching him work. And I actually got to play around on like a modular synth too, which was amazing. It's just, you know, a lot of these sounds that we were working with, they sort of take on a mind and life of their own. So it was really cool to see where we would end up from like 1 hour till hour number 4 with like these sounds that we were creating, which you can really never create again. And we were able to record them and sample them and use them in all these exciting different ways. So
and now that you take this to the live show, so how different will your live show be now? Is your band going to be different? Is you know, what's that going to be like? We
actually just got finished with like giving our whole live set a facelift. And I'm so excited about it because I'm actually going to start using like a sample pad and I'm not going to really play as much keys. I'm going to start like triggering vocal samples and things like that. And we also have some of these fun new toys on stage. I have like a really cool vocal effects processor that I'm going to be playing with. Still similar setup though, drums, bass, keys, and me.
Now is the person that's playing keys for you, is she the same one that wrote 100%? Yeah,
well, she plays synth bass. Okay. We've been lucky to have her for like a few gigs. I don't know, you know, everybody's busy. But she will be playing with us for the EP release show. Okay. And then Peter, the one who produced a lot of this EP, he plays keys and like runs the show, is our like MD.
So he has to wear a lab coat for the show though.
Yeah, I'm making him wear a lab coat.
So what else can you tell us about this EP? What else can the fans expect, especially those fans that have been around since the first one?
Yeah. I feel like people can expect to hear a much more honest version of myself as an artist. I feel like I really dug a little bit deeper on this record, and also all of those sonic chances that we've been taking. I'm really excited to see how people react to that, because it was really exciting getting to see this project come to life and all of these new songs. So I think that this is just like an elevated next collection of songs. Right. Yeah.
What would you say led you to actually get a little deeper this time around? Like, how did you get so comfortable?
Really, I started collaborating with a lot of different people who brought different sides of myself out. One was Nira with 100%. I've been writing a lot with Peter. Yeah. It's an amazing process working with different people, because you get different songs, different lyrics, different emotions, all that. So I felt like I really let all of my guards down in all of these writing sessions, and just tried to be myself, because that's really the only way I feel like people are going to listen.
Well, I mean, that's what makes it more, the music a lot easier for like the fans, the audience to really understand it.
Relatable. Exactly. And you have to do, I mean, that's something I try to work on every day, is just like tell myself that as long as it's coming from the inner depths of my soul, that it will be right. Right. Yeah.
And the fact that you're not playing as much keys as before, does that really change much for you? Like, are you still going to be as involved with the key production?
Yeah, well, I wasn't really playing that much live. Like, I was really playing like a lot of lead lines and things like that. So honestly, I think my focus will shift, and I'll be able to focus more on the delivery of the songs and more of the vocal and all of that. So I'm really looking forward to that, like getting away from the keyboard. Nice. Yeah.
Now the EP drops May 19th, right? Yeah. What else can the fans expect from here till then? Any tour plans aside from the show that's coming up?
The show, we're going to Chicago in August for a couple of things there, and then hopefully some East Coast dates like Boston, New York. We're working on it right now as we speak. San Francisco too, yeah. But we have a couple really fun live taping things between now and then that everybody will be able to watch. We're doing awesome. Can I say we're doing a So Far Sounds? Yeah. Nice. We're doing a So Far Sounds and a balcony TV session on like a rooftop in LA, and so cool. Some really fun new content to be able to share. So I'm excited about that, because it's fun to be like stripped down and do those kinds of acoustic vibe shows. I don't really get to do them often, so it really gives us a nice opportunity to like let the song shine, and yeah. That's
That's awesome. Now to close us off, I always like the artists to tell new audience out there why they're so different from anybody else. So why are you so different from any other artists out there?
Well, I feel like when you listen to my music and you come to my show, I'm going to give you literally everything I have. So I feel like I let it all out. And I feel like I just leave it all on the stage.